one main one that both me and Tavita have a lot of questions about. You guys probably have a lot of questions about it too, because in a few weeks' time, most of us that are watching here in Australia, if you're over 18 and you are elected, not elected, but you're
registered to vote.
Yeah. If you're registered to vote, we're all going into the poll for the new referendum.
Yeah.
And, we'll all have our say in regards to, you might have seen it, it's in regards to the voice. So it's a referendum on whether to recognise Aboriginals and Torres Strait Islander people as First Peoples of Australia in the Constitution. That's the main part. Through an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voice. So that's what we're going to be voting for in the next 2 weeks or so. October 6th, I think it is.
Yeah, but years are going to be voting for, bro. I swear, I'm not even genius up. I've never voted. I swear to God, I'm not like, since I was like turned 18, I have not voted to 18 to now when I'm 30. 12 years. I don't know what fines are or whatnot.
3 federal elections. 3 federal elections, probably 3
How many
state
local?
elections.
Yeah.
How many local MP mayors that you've had to vote for? So you get fines in the mail?
Oh man, I swear, like on anything, I've never voted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me nor my brother have ever voted. So I don't know. Like
do you guys get fines?
I think so.
Why don't you know if you've got a fine on it?
If you don't check, you don't get. If you don't check, if you see the from the state government, blah blah blah, you just go, that's all right. As long as it's not got cut off electricity, don't worry about it. No, but I swear I've never voted on it ever. But
until
I've
you
heard
get
a
that
lot.
garnishee.
Yeah.
If you know, the garnishee orders.
But the talk of the town has been the vote yes or vote no.
The voice.
Yeah, the voice.
Right. Yep.
And if you're voting yes for it, you're basically part of the yes campaign, and if you're voting no, you're part of the no campaign to having a but by voice, do you mean do they mean that there's a representative for the local Aboriginal people that put forward ideas?
Yeah, so I think they're gonna have like a panel or from local people within the communities as well into a voice. I mean, into a I don't know, a group that also has a say in.
Almost like a union.
Yeah, but it's going to be put into the constitution. So they've had these groups previously.
Yeah.
And each government sometimes that comes in, they say we're going to get rid of them because they're not doing anything. Yeah. But once it's in the constitution, you can't get rid of them as a group anymore. They're in there.
So the constitution is basically like the body of law that everything is basically made up from.
Yeah. Yeah, so they say the voice will be an independent representative body for First Nations peoples.
Yep.
And they would advise the Australian Parliament and the government, and it would give First Nations peoples a say on matters that affect them. So that it comes down to the referendum question will be, voters will be asked to vote yes or no on a single question. The question will be a proposed law to alter the constitution to recognise the First Peoples of Australia by establishing an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voice.
Shucks, so
all in the details of it is that in recognition of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples as First Peoples of Australia, there will be a body to be called the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Voice. Mm-hmm. The Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Voice may make representation to the Parliament and the executive government of the Commonwealth on matters relating to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. And the Parliament shall, subject to this Constitution, have power to make laws with respect to matters relating to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voice, including its composition, functions, powers and procedures.
So the biggest thing is but in the past they've had representatives of the...
Yeah, there's people in Parliament now. I think there's about 12 of them in the Parliament that are Aboriginal and Torres Strait Indigenous. But it's going to be a body that governs and helps on matters on health, on
education,
and what's the other ones?
Like welfare and community
welfare,
stuff.
community things.
Yeah, like that. Like having that isn't like the problem. The problem that I think everyone is having like that.
I think
that what the actual problem that people might have with it is the fact that they're rewriting the whole body of law, the Constitution.
Yeah, I think people are worried about that as well. Yeah, and a lot of people are confused on the wordings of, especially this second part when it comes to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voice may make representations to the Parliament.
Yeah.
But, so what are those representations? You know, and what are the things that they're going to put towards to the Parliament? You know, a lot of people. I think if we're talking in general sense,
yeah,
people that. Can you imagine, right? I think of it this way: our mum and dad.
Yeah.
They're told in 2 weeks, go to the vote. Go vote yes or no. Should we do this?
Yeah.
Bro, they would have no clue. The communication hasn't been clear on what it is.
Honestly,
even people that are quite switched on.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite switched on when it comes to things that are happening around us.
Yeah.
And everything. But even me, I'm confused. What
but how about your old man? But you know your old man's pretty in there with like the mixes with Ed Husick or whatever. Yeah. Like he would have a slight understanding of it, wouldn't he?
He would, but even he's confused.
See, if he's confused, then
I think also what's confusing people that they don't know if they're going to vote yes or no.
Yeah.
Is a lot of people want to do right by First Nations people.
Yeah.
And recognize them as
the traditional owners of the land
and everything.
Yeah.
But when you've got an Anthony Mundine, a Jacinta Price, who's a shadow minister of Aboriginal and First Nations people, campaigning for no, like there's me and you that are just
like far out. It's not black and white, basically.
Yeah, and if Aboriginals are saying vote no, like Anthony Mundine, who has always stood strong for his people, and he's worked in the community. You know,
and he's the most proudest. Yeah, he's the most proudest Aboriginal there is.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
And he's saying vote no.
He's saying vote no. So,
good. No. Like, question is, what are you going to vote? Because I'll support it till the cows come home, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't vote. Yeah. I'm serious. Like. Far out when it comes down to it, like I can be like, yeah, no, you vote this, you vote that, but on the real, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, no, there's that for now.
And I think a lot of people are skeptical as well.
Yeah.
You know when the government's really trying to push something.
Yeah.
You know, like
the jab.
Yeah, like when they push something, they're like, there's something bigger that we don't know. Why are you pushing this so hard?
Yeah.
You know, a referendum is very rare.
Yeah.
I think the last one was when it came. Should we become a republic? You know,
like
in the 90s or something. Like, republic. Should we become a republic? Meaning like we go away from the Commonwealth. We go away from being
under the Queen.
Yeah. Under the Queen. We're just like the US now. Like and that would everyone said no to that as well. So that's why we still have the Union Jack and everything. But I think a lot of people are skeptical why the government are pushing this so hard, and also why big corp. You know, there's big campaign. Big corporations, Rio
marches
Tinto,
and stuff as well.
Yeah, and celebs. You know when you.
But are they voting yes or are they voting no?
Yes, they're all in the yes campaign. They're like, let's get this going.
Yeah, see that's fishy as then.
You know, like big corp. Like, why is Rio Tinto and big corporations?
They're just the biggest oil company in the world.
Why do they want this? So that a lot of people are skeptical.
You know why? It's because it opens the door for other backdoor things. They're like, oh well, if we could do that for the Aboriginal people, why can't we do that for Rio Tinto or whatever? Like, why can't we change something to the laws of oil
for big corp?
Yeah. So well, that's my thought on it anyway. Yeah. Because they, like, I'm not like you said, everyone gets skeptical whenever the government's pushing something hard. Obviously, like, bro, 2020, perfect example. Yeah. And then now all of a sudden, like, bro, the dumbest thing about that whole situation was put a mask on around people, but you can dine in with each other. But when you're walking to your table, sit down, take your mask off.
Hindsight's everything.
Yeah, 100%.
So like looking back at it now, a lot of the things.
Fuck, it's cringe as, like, bro. Like
that don't, you know, imagine if we're talking about that. Imagine don't leave your LGA.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, a lot of people are skeptical on both ends, and a lot of people are still confused. And even the young people are confused. Most people want to do the right thing. They're not racist. They're not racist because they're gonna vote no. They just
no one knows what to vote.
Yeah, they don't know what to vote, or they're confused what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people are afraid of change, and they're scared what would happen if they say yes, because everything to them seems fine. Imagine all old-time immigrants.
Yeah.
Past 50, immigrated, like our parents, or even before our grandparents.
Government after government after government.
And
like 10 times over.
They're just saying, it's been fine the way it is. For us to change the constitution, I don't know, like they're scared of that.
But that's what it honestly is. I think that's why the big guys are pushing it, is because if something gets like their foot in the door of changing the constitution, there's a way. Like it basically gives them like a back door to it as well, to change any laws that they want that will suit them.
Yeah.
Like all those big companies, man, the more money they can make, the better it is for them. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what it is. Like they're pushing it and campaigning for Australia to vote yes. It's because once it's all said and done, there's like it's not like that. They basically say, oh look, if they can change it, why can't we put forward something to change the constitution or bring in laws that they want that will suit them? Which, I reckon isn't a bad argument. Yeah.
Even after researching and doing my own research and everything, I'm still quite confused on what I'm going to do.
What are you going to vote?
I don't know. I have no clue yet.
Is there I don't know? Or no?
It's still I don't know. I'm going to still watch all the way up until the day.
Just cop the fine, bro. Just tell him, look.
I'm sure so many.
I'll just put a square there and write NA or something.
So many Pacific Islanders and Filipinos that I know. So many, so many of my titos as well. They're just the same. I don't vote.
Yeah. Well,
my tito, even non-Filipino, like one of my other titos that I know, he never votes. But
I wish I knew like what the because I honestly don't know how big the fine is or any of that.
But don't you have like a bank up above?
I've got a lot of fines, but they're like fines from when I was young too, but man, and like dumb stuff like train tickets, speeding, which I've kind of cleaned up. But yeah, man.
If you're still confused, I don't know, inform yourself or research as much as you can before you vote. And make your own decisions. I always do that when it comes to. Always look on both sides. Don't just go jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, and then
make your own decision. Don't get influenced by other people. Just try and make.
If I was voting, I would have been influenced by celebrity Aboriginals.
Yeah, community.
They would influence my decision. Yeah. So if I was to vote. And someone who's like a very, very proud Aboriginal man, like Anthony Mundine, if he was to say, nah, vote no, bro, like it's, trust me, bro, like it's going to be, you know what I mean? Like,
because Anthony Mundine did say, why do we need a voice in things? We've already got a few. He said that himself. He said, we've got people in Parliament. He goes, we don't want to be part of the Australian white man's constitution. Or
if he puts it that way.
He goes, because once they get that, they can control us in every way. That's what he said.
That's fair.
Yeah. That, they can control us in every way.
If I was to vote, not trying to influence anyone, I would have been influenced by the man. Chalk, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of celebs, Australian celebrities are for the Yes campaign.
Yeah, they've got something in the background.
No, but then he even says people are getting paid. Even some Aboriginal community leaders are getting paid to say yes.
Yeah, advertising like some like sponsored athletes that are advertising.
Yeah.